What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Iansan's character trailer, No Shortcuts. I'm very curious to see what we have here, seeing as though Iansan is a 4-star character, she is a very important character, all things considered. Obviously, being a trailer, I don't expect it to get super big into any lore or character or narrative, but it should be interesting nonetheless. So without any further delay, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and let's get into this. Ooh, I like the guitar. I like the visuals.
Physical fitness has always been a big part of my tribe's culture.
This music, actually.
Young people even show off their muscles to each other as a friendly gesture. So obviously, if you want to call yourself a fitness coach around here, you've got to have the goods.
Fair.
Coach will take it from here.
Interesting voice. She's been silent up until this point, pretty much. Prior to, like, her first appearance, if I recall correctly. I think the voice works, though.
Step aside.
I love the colors.
You haven't quite hit your reps for today. Come on.
Oh, wow, it's already over.
Set.
Okay, I guess it was pretty short. All right, that's real fun. Real short, literally only a minute long, and the last 5-10 seconds of that is just the ending logo. But even still, they packed a lot in here. As I acknowledged during the reaction, the colors being these very strong contrasting orange, yellow, purple, blue colors, all of them like in slight gradients with like slight patterns in them, but mainly sort of giving the effect of more matte colors on top of each other. Just looks really nice. The music, I really like the style of it. I like the heavy emphasis on the electric guitar. It's real nice. I like it. And then also there's a few of these moments where the style gets very sort of sketchy and rough in its shapes, in the sense that this reads as a hand, but if you actually follow the lines and shapes, it really doesn't line up to be much of anything. It's just sort of a vague shape, but it reads as a hand. I very much like that. And I like how we transition from just these random colors and shapes to the 3D style of the actual game by pulling out of this poster, which was the visual we were seeing. But even then, we don't lose that stylistic flair, as this sort of dotting pattern effect can still be seen. That's something that's appeared in a lot of Natlan stuff, but then there's also these accent-like strikes of color and stuff that just make it pop out more. It's fundamentally the style of Natlan, but they used it to great effect in this trailer. Now, to get to the actual dialogue going on here, I initially honestly had forgotten that this was either going to be silent or a new voice for Iansan. So when I first started hearing the voice, I did not process that it was supposed to be Iansan talking. For some reason, my first thought was it was someone talking about Iansan or something. They've done that for a few trailers. So because I didn't recognize the voice, that's just what I assumed. It's to the point that from last time I heard Iansan's voice, I can't even fully remember if this is a different voice or the same voice. I think it's a different voice. It sounds a bit different, but that might just be the voice actor, because I feel like I remember there being a little bit more of a rasp to the voice. But I don't know, I might just be hallucinating here. Either way, it's been a while since we've heard Iansan actually voiced. It's good to have that back. And if it's a new voice actor, I hope the old voice actor is understanding about that and stepped away from the role on amicable terms, that kind of thing. At the end of the day, I want the voice actors to be happy and good, and for things to go their way with everything that's going on. But to move on from that, the actual dialogue going on, the first line we have is, "Physical fitness has always been a big part of my tribe's culture." Yep, that seems to be the case from what we've seen. It's just stating a fact that is true. Young people even show off their muscles to each other as a friendly gesture. Once again, just explaining things. Not really too much to dig into there, but it does serve as a good emphasis of the fact that exercise and fitness is a big deal for the Collective of Plenty. Now, I also find it particularly funny that we have this line when showing Iansan casually lifting just a big weight in one hand. It leads to the funny contrast of she is very clearly incredibly strong, but when paired with the line talking about showing off muscles, there's the factor that she is small and has basically no clear muscle definition. So it's that classic contrast of the small girl who seems like they shouldn't be at all strong, but who can then just casually lift weights that normally it would take someone like incredibly strong to do. But then she continues by saying, so obviously, if you want to call yourself a fitness coach around here, you gotta have the goods. Makes sense. It's a way to emphasize how impressive Iansan is supposed to be. She is a fitness coach for the place all about fitness. We then get her art. She says that Coach will take it from here and say quick as a flash. Obviously, it's just sort of a random line, probably something she says when she starts sprinting, but when paired with the visual of her running along water, I can't help but think of pretty much any speedster character there ever is, whether it's the Flash, Dash from The Incredibles, that kind of thing. Running across water is just like a classic move for a high-speed character. Most of the trailer focuses on her just running around, but with great visual style. The music picks up once she gets to fighting, just shows that off for a while, never losing the visual flair. As things begin to wind down, we see her other idle animation, and we just sort of pan around her for a bit, revealing that she's just sort of observing whatever test of strength or match is going on here. We've seen this area and this kind of scene before in the version trailer, and as we pull out to show the Collective of Plenty in its entirety with the big horns and everything, she delivers her final line of the trailer. You haven't quite hit your reps for today. Come on, one more set. Continuing to emphasize her character gimmick of being an exercise coach, making sure that the person she's talking to is keeping up with their routine. And within that, the name of the trailer, No Shortcuts, also makes sense. She's an exercise coach. It brings forth the idea that she believes that for proper results, to become stronger and healthier, you can't take shortcuts, you just have to do the work. It's a really straightforward trailer. It doesn't worry about going beyond the bounds of her core gimmick, but that is fine for a 4-star trailer. It's about what I expected. Between the visuals and the music, this is honestly up there for the 4-star trailers, I'd say. And then even just looking at the description here, it says, although there are many popular quick fix methods in the fitness world, their essence still lies in adhering to a strict and well-planned training regimen over a period of time. But Iansan doesn't really recommend such an approach. Only by making fitness a habit can one truly let their body's vitality shine through, which sort of lines up with what I was talking about with the title, being No Shortcuts. But it is interesting the additional specifics we get in this description. It obviously is talking about the fact that even quick fixes, even if you're wanting to find a shortcut, at the end of the day, fitness all comes down to following a strict, well-planned training regimen, as it says. But that Iansan doesn't believe in something so strict, but rather she believes that only if you are capable of turning fitness into a habit, a lifestyle, will you truly achieve your full potential, I guess is a way to put it. Which makes sense. It very much fits her character. It lines up for her entire vibe. Fitness clearly is like her entire life, pretty much. Outside of course, her role as a hero and that kind of thing. But other than that, I don't really have too much more to say about this. It's very straightforward, very solid though. So I will leave things there. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and I hope you all had a great day. Goodbye.